Hi, I'm Barbara Lee Edwards.
And I'm Kevin Inlow.
And we are
Cool Looking Collie.
We're coming to you tonight from Rehearsal Works in Sumner. A big shout out to Grant Anderson for giving us the space. We have a real treat for you tonight. We will be interviewing Sandra Lopez, a great Northwest bass player. We hope you enjoy the show. For spending some time with us this evening.
Hi.
We really appreciate it. Let's get started.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. We appreciate it. Let's get started with your current projects. Can you tell us what you've been up to lately?
Oh, staying alive.
Staying alive.
Staying alive. Currently, I'm working with a few bands. Basically, I've gone independent, free agent, where you call me up, I just walk in, do your material, and say goodbye, pay me, and
pay me. Don't forget to pay me.
Yeah, don't forget to pay me.
So you're not currently in a regular project. You're just doing fill-ins right
yes.
now. Okay, great, wonderful. Let's take it a little further back now, way back to the beginning. Tell us about your musical upbringing. Was music a really big, solid thing in your family?
With my grandparents, yes. My grandfather played in Spain. He was a professional flamenco guitarist.
Oh, wow.
And he got to play for me one time in his late 70s when I was real little, but I never forgot it.
Yeah.
I never forgot it. And so as time went by, we were heading to Alaska. My mom was moving us north, and we stopped by my grandparents' house, and for months I've been playing Malaguena to show my grandfather that I could play. And we really never connected growing up with him, even though I found out he used to play and sing me to sleep when I was little. And Spanish music has always been deeply embedded in me.
Awesome.
So every time I hear it, it just takes me away somewhere else. But when we stopped at their house on our way to Alaska, I played for him Malaguena, and he started crying.
Oh.
And that's when we connected.
Oh, that's awesome.
Awesome. That was the last time I saw my grandfather.
Oh, wow. What a great opportunity to be able to do that for him then.
Yeah.
So was he the only musician in the family?
My uncle Mike Lopez was very well-rounded musician. He played the accordion, the mandolin, guitar, and my mom actually played stand-up bass in her younger years. I found out she had to stand on a box to play one of these big upright basses. So I guess that's where I get it from.
Okay, all right. So how old were you when you picked up the bass the first time?
16.
16. And who inspired you to do that?
Noel Redding, actually. In 1967, I was fortunate enough to see the Monterey Pop Festival in '67, and while Hendrix was playing, I got to actually, get up close enough to be able to feel the bass from Noel Redding playing. And I looked up and went, oh, I want to be a bass player.
It's all about that bass.
It's all about that bass. All about that bass. I didn't care about Hendrix. Yeah. No, Redding, you're badass, but I don't want the afro. Okay.
Yeah.
So, time went by. When I got into high school, this girl named Kat played bass, and during that time, it was really uncool for women to play bass.
Right.
So, for some reason, I just went up to her and I said, "Can you please show me how to play something?" She goes, "Sure." So she showed me how to play "Hey Joe," and I was, "Wow, I saw Hendrix, and oh my God, I gotta learn that." And it's the only thing she taught me, and I picked up really quick. And next year, I found out they were giving tryouts for the Aptos High School Jazz Band.
Okay.
And by then, I learned a couple of songs using the school's bass or my guitar at home.
Okay.
I use the guitar for bass, using the first four strings.
Innovative.
Yeah. Because my parents didn't want me to play bass.
Really?
Yeah, they thought that's not what girls do. And it's like,
Oh.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Stop me now.
Yeah, stop you now for sure.
So I went in and Gordon Trousdale, I'll never forget him. I lied through my teeth. Sure, I can play. Sure, I can read music. And he goes, "Cool, but I don't have a bass." "Well, use mine." And it was an old Sears. Oh my God, it was awful. It was metallic blue and silver, and no case for it. So he goes, "Well, play this," and I had to take it home on the bus without a case or anything.
Oh, wow.
And I got chastised by the kids. But
I bet.
it just, you guys don't understand, man. I saw Hendrix, you didn't.
Yeah.
This is what's keeping me going here without crying on the bus.
Yeah.
So, Trousdale gave me a chance, and I spent 3 months up with the record player, learning Chicago 25/6/4, and trying to play it during the school periods. I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
So you're just basically playing by ear. You didn't
Playing
really,
by ear.
You had no formal training.
No,
of
the
that
only
sort?
training I had was clarinet in 6th grade.
Okay.
So I could read treble,
Okay.
but could not read bass to save my life. And the guitar player that was there knew I was full of shit, and he helped me along to get it, because we were in 3 months going to do a live recording at the Fox Theater.
Oh wow.
And being 16, I actually got on a record.
Oh wow.
Yeah, recorded. And so we played at the Fox Theater. It was recorded, and I only got to hear it once when I was being critiqued.
Critiqued by whom?
Mr. Trousdale. Out of all the musicians in the whole orchestra, gotta listen to the bass player. Let's listen to the bass player. Oh my God, I sucked. I did it. I sucked so bad. But it was my moment of realizing maybe this is not for me.
Really?
Yeah. He was really hard on me.
Okay.
Trying to make me quit.
Ah.
And just something inside me said, "No, I don't want to quit. I'll get better. I'll get better. I know I'll get better." So, I ended up, when we moved to Alaska, I ended up putting it away for a while, doing other things, commercial fishing.
And this is post high school then, or
This
were you
was
still
during
in
high school until '74, when I graduated from Valdez High. I was at Aptos High in Santa Cruz for 2 years, and then we moved to Alaska, so I finished up my schooling up there. But there's really no music class
Right.
up there. So I got involved with some friends who at the club were playing music, and my girlfriend Susan Judd, had a bass, and I was like, oh, I remember Hey Joe. So she took me over her house, and I picked it up and started playing it again. It just felt so natural, and I was like, oh, gotta get back into this. So they would let me sit in with them every now and then, and then I put it down for a while because I went and got on the U.S. ski team.
Okay. Yeah, tell us a little more about that. That's an interesting part of your life.
Very. Somebody bet me $100. I was too old to get on the ski team, and my brother Chet was just teaching me how to ski, and our skiing was consisting of driving to the top of Thompson Pass, dropping us off. This is all backcountry, and it was a 2-mile run downhill. My brother Chet says, make a piece of pie, see you later. Okay, 3 hours later, I show up down at the bottom, kicking, screaming, and crying, and wanted to do it again. It was fun. So that's what, hanging out with my older brother was like the coolest time of my life. He was my mentor, father figure, really did a lot with me because there's like 10 years between us. And back when I was growing up, Chet was in Vietnam.
Okay.
So I never really got to spend much time with him. So we were kind of making up for it.
Okay.
In Alaska by skiing together. And,
oh, cool.
And somebody bet me, I was in my 20, 21, something like that, and it was getting really good at skiing backcountry. Somebody bet me $100 I couldn't make the U.S. ski team.
You'll take that bet.
Little did I know it's going to cost me $30,000 to go back to college, get 2 degrees just to win $100. But I did it. I the first year I skied up at Mount Alyeska and got my FICA scores and was able to secure a place on the Alaska U.S. ski team and ended up winning a gold and a silver in the nationals.
Awesome.
And I was like 25, almost 26, and everybody else is 16.
So you were the oldest
one
on the team.
I was like, she should be dead by now, it has been. And then once I accomplished that, my mom got to see me on the podium, and it was like one of my greatest accomplishments was
awesome.
Getting that far, for
right.
that age. So after that, I was went back to Valdez and saw Susan, Judd, and Kaya Poe Daniels, and these guys starting their band up again, and it was like, wow. It's always been deep down inside me to get
right.
back in a band or to get back into music, so I started hanging out with them all the time.
And at this point, you'd had the bass set aside for how long?
Going on a good 15, 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
In between. So it wasn't until my adult years, after I had my kids, I was 42.
Oh, wow.
And actually, somebody gave me a bass, and I still have it. It's a maple, solid maple, and it weighs about 60 pounds. Somebody made it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, gave it to me. Here's your bass, and I was like, oh my God, man, this thing's so heavy. It gave me,
divots in your shoulders.
Yeah, divots in my shoulders, but I played that thing 24/7.
Awesome.
24/7. And then a good friend down in Oregon named J.D. Smith gave me my first professional gig.
Okay. What was that?
It was to play bass in his band, and he, since I was coming up, he was, some people were saying, hey, Sandy wants to actually, try to play in a band. He goes, okay. She learns 30 songs in 2 weeks. She can
30?
have 30.
Wow.
30 songs in 2 weeks. I'll let her play. And this is for like $50.
We do a lot of hard work for $50, don't we?
Yeah. God. Excuse me. I know. So yeah, 30 songs later, I got the gig.
Right.
I actually went and played and ended up getting a migraine halfway through the gig.
Oh, man.
Just really got sick, but came back and finished the gig out. And JD didn't even know I had a migraine at the time because, I'm cool. I'm not going to let anybody know I'm sick because that's what I want to do.
Right.
And after that, I was hooked. And this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And so I was getting better and better. Blood blisters.
Yeah.
I mean, I would lock myself in the bathroom all night with the little tape player.
Yeah.
You know how the process
I know how that goes.
I wore out tapes after tapes after tapes, and then CDs came out.
Yeah.
And during this whole time, I'm raising my 2 kids. And
that's hard to do.
It was very, very, very hard.
How old were the kids at this time?
Oh, they were little. We were real little. But I was also working construction too.
Okay.
And so working construction pretty much all day, and then lock myself in the bathroom at night, waking up, get my kids off to school, go to work, and ended up with the Southern Oregon Blues Band. Kurt Hilscher. It was Kurt's band at the time. After playing with them, and oh wow, I mean it was 5-6 years of just constantly badgering them. Let me play, go, walk in a bar. Hey, can I play? Hey, can I play? Finally, Kurt said he was done with the Southern Oregon Blues Band, and I could take it over.
Okay.
And then during this time, I'm starting my own music store also.
Okay.
I started up with like $1,400. Walked in, and within 7 months, I was worth over $100,000.
Oh,
I got the Martin dealership for Martin guitars. It's just things were going really, 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 really good. Then with the band though, I started working the band full time. We were playing lots and lots of clubs.
Like even during the week?
During the week, 5-6 nights a week. And still I'm learning how to play. And I hooked up with Carol Kay.
Okay.
When the internet first came out, I learned of Carol. I knew who Carol Kay was, but actually here I am talking to her online. Oh my God. And she goes, well, here, I'll give you some few tips, and here's my website. So I went and ordered some books and some tapes from her, and kept badgering her, email. And especially like in the business end, because being a woman in the business, a music business, is a very, very hard business to get anywhere.
Yeah.
But she was like always telling me never give up.
Good advice.
Never give up, because if it's that deeply ingrained in you, you'll find a way.
Right.
But don't let anybody beat you down, and be smart about the business. Go learn everything you can about the business. Be your own agent. Be your own producer. Be your own manager. Promoter, everything. But Carol was like studio.
Okay.
That's where she made her money, and that was cool with me and everything, because during this whole time I actually got to work in some studios with like JD, learning the ropes.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn.
There's a lot to learn in studio, but I really wanted to be out there on the front line with a band. I want to play in front of thousands of people, and making people forget about their problems.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what Carol told me. That's what our job is.
Right.
So that's
no better feeling.
No better feeling. So with Carol's help and a lot of determination, I took the SOBs, the Southern Oregon Blues Band, to as far as I could take it. We opened up for 3 major shows. Cheap Trick, Doobie Brothers, and Steppenwolf.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was. And a little band out of Medford, Oregon, man. We made it that far. And I got to play with some incredible people like Ben Benet, who walked in when we were playing one night. And Ben Benet has a discography as long as your arm. This guy is just an incredible session guitarist. He played with Steely Dan, Ricky Don't Lose That Number. He was the lead solo on that. That's Ben. And I didn't know about that until after a couple of years playing with Ben, who he was.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God. I'm so blessed. And then I hook up with another, he should be famous, but he's not. His name's Tom Scott, one of my favorite drummers. He played with Johnny Winters on Still Alive and Well track.
Okay.
And that was Tom Scott on the drums. And it's funny how just by chance they walk in, oh, the SOBs, I gotta go check out this band, you know. And then they end up in my band. We want to play with you. And so that's how I got to play with some very, very special people who actually sat me down, teach me everything they knew. And instead of 30 years of learning on my own, I got some incredible, invaluable advice and how to be a professional.
That's awesome.
It was.
You have collaborated with some amazing people.
You're telling me.
That is
I'm
awesome.
still collaborating with amazing
Yes.
people. Like when I met Jerry Miller in a little tiny bar in Cave Junction, Oregon. I was like, oh my God, here's one of my childhood heroes. I even had his albums, Moby Grape. Here he is in a little funky bar. And I walk up to him. I said, hey, I know one of your songs. Can I play with you? Sure, little girl, come on up. So I borrowed his bass player's his bass and start playing Hey Grandma. And then there's a couple times where I got to play with him, and he offered me $5 but never paid me. Instead, he sent home the bar's pig. Her name was Tammy Faye Bacon. And that was my payment. Then I didn't. It didn't even belong to Jerry. It was the bars. So I had about 15, 20 years passed after that. I saw Jerry up here in Tacoma. I had some tragedies happen along the way where I lost my home, my business. My family came first. So I had to take care of my family. So Cave Junction, I was done with Cave Junction. I was tired of the music scene down there. It was actually dying. So my son told me to come up to Portland. Okay, so I drive up to Portland and stayed with my son and went up online, bandmix.com. Ran into a gal named Lucy Hammond. And she calls me up. She's like one of the premier blues singers in Portland. And I had no idea how big she is. Okay. But she just called me up out of the blue and said, I need to see you. I was like, oh, okay. And I said, okay. So I give her my address, and we ended up going out that night, and we ended up being best friends. She got me, because I was ready to throw away.
You were like...
Done with music.
Yeah.
Done with the people involved, because there's somebody very close to me that destroyed my life, my family's life. So after hanging with Lucy a few times, she got me back on stage, and we played some blues. And she just told me, I can't give it up. That's too deep in my soul.
Yeah.
God bless you, Lucy. I love you. Thank you. So from Portland, I said, oh, hell, let's go Seattle. I don't know nobody up here. So I came up here to Olympia. Ran in. Somebody told me about the Royal Bear and this chick singer. So I said, okay. Well, there's not too many women singer that impress me, throughout my music career. Mostly the women just wanted to get up there, play the tambourine, and look cute.
Right.
So Lucy changed my mind on that one because she just blew my mind on what kind of vocals she, the music, the soul that she portrayed for a white girl was, girlfriend.
Yeah.
You should be black. you got that black soul voice for you. It's unbelievable. So I wanted to see what Seattle offered as far as music, and I gave myself a 5-year plan.
Okay.
If it wasn't going to work out in 5 years, I'm going to go back. I'm just going to go, use my college degrees for corporation. And I hate pantsuits.
Yeah, what a drag.
I know. It's like, well, I'm flipping burgers,
Yeah.
God.
No thanks.
Yeah, I went that far, and then all of a sudden I'm going to go flip burgers. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
I can't imagine. So, went to the Royal Bear and met Patty Nelson.
Amazing.
And she did. She walked up to me, and I walked up to her. I said, I don't like women. She goes, I don't either. She goes, but you play a badass bass. And I said, you got a badass voice. And she goes, you want to start a band? I said, sure. So we started the Patty Nelson Band.
Yeah.
And God bless her. It's been
Didn't you name your bass after her also?
Oh yeah, I did. Patty and I, we spent, it's 3 short years. I got to know her, but we spent like 5-6 nights and days together. We spent a lot of time together, especially putting a band together with her. And she became not only my music partner, but my sister. Yeah. And you know how that goes.
How that is.
She's my musical soul sister. She was telling me you should play a five string. I was like, God, man, I'm having, it's hard enough with 4 strings, Patty.
That was actually one of my questions for you. The 5 string versus the 4 string, and why you choose one over the other, and all that. So.
Well, when Patty went up to, I guess this friend of ours, Dave Irwin, and the bass that she told me to go look at was this 5 string, and I was like, wow, that's really nice. And Dave Irwin sold it to me with the case, and so I started playing it. Gotten used to the 5th string, and it's like it only took a couple of days. It was like, oh, this is bad. Why didn't I do this? I wish this was around for a long time, because 5 string is like.
Well, what's the difference? I don't understand.
With the low B, it gives you a whole another range of octaves, and for the low ends, for the low tones, it affects women. The resonance, it adds more to a piece of music than a regular 4 string to me, because I love the low ends, and if used correctly, it just gives it more flavor in the songs. It really does. Low bottom ends, you just do look much more. And instead of having to retune to E flat,
Okay.
You know, with a 5-string, I just go half step down.
Okay. I always wondered, you know, 'cause
Yeah.
I've seen people play a 4 or 5, and
But I
never
love
really
E-
understood.
Yeah, I love E flat. E flat's one of my favorite tunings. It sounds so natural because Stevie Ray and Jimmy, which I emulated. I mean, I learned every single song I could get my hands on, and it's just E flat is just more natural to me.
Okay.
But nobody, it's hard to find anybody to play E flat. But I still, with the 5-string I can do a lot more
Okay.
with it. And it's really hard to go back to the 4-string. It really is. I'm like, I played a 4-string the other night going, wait a minute. Okay. So
5-string is.
but Patty found the bass for me, the
Okay.
5-string, and she found me a really cool guitar strap to go with it. So after Patty passed away, I named her Patty because Patty was part
It's
of Patty.
appropriate. You said that she was interested in doing originals and stuff too.
Yes, we've been doing covers pretty much all our lives, and Patty had some really cool material. She had all the lyrics to it, but we didn't have the music to it yet. But we actually really never got around to recording her material, but she always desired to do her own originals. But covers make the money.
Yeah.
And we were going to do that on the side until she got sick. And I've always wanted to learn how to songwrite myself. Doing covers for many, many, many years, you seem to lose sight of how to write your own song. I have ideas flowing through my head all the time, but never put it down.
Right.
Oh, I'll remember that. I'll come back to that.
Yeah.
We don't.
We always say that.
We always say that,
Jam
we know.
something out and it's awesome, and then
And
you
it's
forget.
awesome, yeah, and you forget about it. So, I got into the Saints of Mayhem, hard rock, totally out of my comfort zone. And they were all originals, and so they needed a bass player. I said, sure, I'll try it, and we did 44 shows together. We actually, with Craig Scott and a few other members, we actually wrote 12 songs.
Right.
One of them being Patty's song
Right.
that I got to collaborate on, and it's like one of the coolest times of my life, just to be able to write something for her. And we ended up going to Robert Lang's studio to record.
Yeah. Tell us about that process. Now I know
That was
that's
like walking into Capitol Records, you know, and you're going, oh my God, look at this place. I could stay there, you know, indefinitely. It's the whole ambiance of the place, and the process is really exciting at first, but it gets really boring afterwards, as you well know.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny. We tried to record Patty's song, and it wasn't happening.
Why wasn't it happening?
First, the lights were flickering.
Ah.
We set up on the baby grand, the candles, Patty's picture, stuff like that. We did all the other songs. We got 4 recorded. We tried to do Patty's song, and the lights kept flickering.
Wow.
Kind of weird. And nobody could. Somebody would screw up a line, or we never could get that recorded for some weird reason.
Huh. That just made the hair stand up on my arms a little bit. It makes you wonder.
Yeah, and so we canned that. I'm going to re-record it one of these days with Jesse Dondero, who actually wrote the song. And we are going to get that re-recorded. But after a year of doing covers, a year after doing originals, I've forgotten how to do covers.
Oh.
Yeah, when the band split up, the Saints Mayhem split up, I'm forced to go back into covers again.
Right.
So it's like relearning
Yeah.
all over.
Yeah.
The 2,000 songs that I've
Yeah.
got up here, you
Yeah,
know,
you're
and
not
books and
working on
books and
them
books.
all the time.
Yeah.
They don't need to be in your brain. I find that with myself. And
So it was really,
Yeah.
really a transition to get back into the covers
yes.
again. I miss being able to write and record
Yeah.
originals.
Any plans to do that in the future?
We'll see if it happens. You know, if I can collaborate with somebody that can pull it out of me. Yeah.
I
So
might
what
know
was-
somebody.
So what was it like in the metal scene?
Metal scene is really cool. Way back when I first started, I was learning the Pantera, how to play Pantera songs. And this one guy goes, "Sandy, you don't have enough hate in you to play it." And they're right. And they were right.
Yeah.
Until my divorce.
Funny the things that inspire
Funny, yeah.
us.
Now I can play the shit out of it. Yeah. And but this is Seattle, Tacoma. I've got to meet some really, really cool people. Mechanism, Clover Jane, all these people are really, really good at what they do. They taught me a lot about how to write that genre of music. It's totally different than writing, you know, a lullaby or a
Yeah.
blues song, or it's pretty intense. But it's not really metal. I love metal. I'll play it, but it's not me.
Not where your heart is.
It's not where my heart is.
So what does move you the most when you're playing? What genre is the one thing that you just totally get lost in?
Oh God. Classic rock, blues,
Ah.
and Spanish.
Yeah.
Spanish music. I have learned to play all genres. That's one thing Carol Kay told me to do, was to learn all the genres and learn how to sight read, learn how to read charts. You can't bullshit your way through reading anymore. I'm sorry, Mr. Trousdale. Really, I am. I wanted it like a bad dog. But he God bless Mr. Trousdale. He was, he at least gave me a chance
Yeah.
to see if I was really gonna hang with it or not,
Yeah, kind of really.
and even put me down as far as my abilities in front of the whole class.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's not
that was
easy to
very
take.
harsh. It
Yeah.
was a very, very harsh lesson, but it didn't make me stop.
Exactly.
And I hope you're alive to hear I'm still there.
So, what are your biggest influences then in terms of the style and how you play? It's mostly the blues and the rock. I mean, give us some of your influences.
Oh God, growing up, I studied Carol Kay's bass lines with the Beach Boys, the TV shows she used to do.
Yeah.
I used to copy those or learn how to play those, White 5-0, all that cool stuff. And all the classic West Coast rock. I even learned James Jamerson from Motown.
Wow.
His bass lines. He was another one of my favorite bassists. R&B.
Yeah.
I love R&B. I grew up on R&B.
Yeah.
It's just totally different than metal. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
It hits
Motown and metal.
Motown and metal.
Motown
is
and metal.
two different genres, but Motown hits my soul, and the classic rock
Yeah.
more than anything else.
Okay.
The blues.
Okay. Tell us currently what gear you're playing with right now. What's your bass? What's your favorite kind of?
I have a LTD.
Okay.
The one Patty picked out for me. She has EMG pickups, double pickups, 5-string, with the case, $250. It's a killer deal. Thanks, Dave Aaron. My gear is built by Steve Cox.
Okay.
My speakers.
Okay.
And then my amplifier is a Gallion Kruger 1001.
Okay.
And I so far I'm really happy with this setup. I mean, I would love to have the amp picks and stuff like that, but as far as the speaker goes, nobody builds speakers like Steve Cox. I have a Cox box. They're badass. They're really badass.
Right on.
They're just as good as Ampeg as far as
Okay.
I'm concerned.
Okay. To use a pick or no pick? What's your preference?
Carol Kay. Back to her. She used picks and she used her fingers.
Okay.
James Jamerson only used one finger. But it's like it's basically if I'll use a pick on what the song calls for. If it calls for like a real grunge, crunchy, yeah, use a pick.
Okay.
As far as speed and dexterity, like Barracuda, I'll use my fingers.
Okay.
I can go a lot faster than I can go like that.
Okay, so I know you've been giving lessons to Paul Maynard. Is he your first student or your first foray into giving lessons?
First professional student.
Okay.
How'd
that come about?
Oh gosh. I have had people come up. Can I get lessons? Sure, I'll give it freely. You know.
Right.
But Paul is. He wants to be able to play a song with digital chemistry. Rob Fowler's band in 6 months. He wants to play a Rush song.
Right.
Because it's a Rush tribute band. So he came to me and asked me. He saw me play at the Royal Bear one night, and he asked me if I would give him lessons. Well, I said sure, but it's going to cost you.
Yeah. This talent don't come free.
Not anymore. Sorry, it's not anymore.
Yeah.
But so of course I undercharge. But he does a lot for me on the side too. It's a win-win situation.
Great.
He's really good at laser light shows, the business end.
Okay.
He helps me out with promos, PR, stuff like that. And in return, I teach him how to play the song of his choice within 6 months.
Okay.
So he can play it on stage. And this is like totally unorthodox way of giving a lesson to somebody, because usually it takes about a year.
Right. All right. So I'm dying to know, what was the very first concert you ever went to?
That would be the Monterey Pop Festival.
Okay. So who all was playing there? With the bands that you were seeing?
Oh my God, it was Jerry Miller.
Jerry Miller.
First opened up, and it was Hendrix, Janis Joplin, The Doors. Oh my God, there was so many bands. It was like a couple days festival there, and we only got to stay one day because my brother snuck me out of the house. But I got to stay long enough to see the real incredible people like Hendrix and Janis.
Oh, Janis.
Oh,
what I wouldn't give to have seen her.
Girlfriend, that was the most, I mean, I can't explain.
Yeah, that would have been like a religious experience.
It was.
For me.
It was like a religious, and being 13, I was like, I had no idea.
Wow.
How this was going to shape my future.
Yeah.
And my second concert would have been Tower of Power, Cold Blood, Lydia Pence.
Very cool. All right, so let's talk a little bit about your future here. Is there something on your bucket list that you haven't achieved yet that is a goal for you that you plan to?
Yeah, I want to be Jeff Beck's bass player.
Right on. Yeah. You hear that, Jeff?
I'm coming after you.
All right, so tell us 3 things not related to music that people might be surprised to hear about you.
I raised two beautiful, wonderful children. I was an extreme skier in Alaska. Did a lot of helicopter skiing with my brother. U.S. ski team. Commercial fish out in the Gulf of Alaska, crabfish. And
Do you still ski?
yes, I still ski. Oh yeah. Well, I'm a fair weather skier now.
Okay, and one more thing people might not know about you. One more thing. Just...
One more thing. Wow. Good cook.
Yes,
I
you
can
are.
cook.
I can attest to that. We need to have us
I can
another
cook.
omelet throwdown.
Oh, yeah. We're still throwing down the omelets here. Oh, I like to throw in there my favorite drummers.
Yes. Favorite drummers. And tell us why.
Okay. First two down in Oregon would be Tom Scott from the Johnny Winters Band. Second one is Michael St. John, who was one of my drummers in the Southern Oregon Blues Band. Here, my favorite drummers would be Howard Ucci.
Yes.
And then it would be Glenn Hummel and Eddie Mendoza.
Great choices. I'd have to agree with you there. So
Ari.
Right?
Killer band.
All right. So real quickly, I know you've probably seen Inside the Actors Studio. You know who James Lipton is, and he always asks his people at the end, "What's your favorite curse word?" And I'm gonna keep it clean because I probably know your favorite curse word. But so tell us your favorite word in the English language and why.
That would be love.
Love. Well, that's pretty self-explanatory, isn't it?
It's pretty
Powerful word.
Because love music, love of my friends, family, just love.
Yeah.
Music is love.
Yes.
Music is the alchemy of the universe.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite words, love.
Perfect. Thank you so much for spending time with us. We know you're busy. We know you're going to go out jamming tonight.
With Lynn Sorensen.
So where are you going?
I'm going to go hang out with Bad Company.
So do you have any upcoming gigs right now?
Yes, I do. I've got some really cool projects starting. Another tribute band I'm getting into. It's Janis Joplin tribute.
Awesome.
With Monica.
Awesome.
Cosmic. She'll be here soon. Rob Fowler. Playing with the Strange Pleasure band on Mondays at Uncle Sam's. And I continue to play with Jerry Miller.
Awesome. Thank you so much for spending your time with
Oh,
us.
Barbara,
I
thank
love
you.
Long time,
I love you long time, too.
It's been great talking to you. I could
Thank
talk to
you.
you for hours.
A lot of stuff we didn't cover.
A lot
We'll
of
come
stuff
back
we
and
didn't cover, so we might have to come back and do a follow-up with you at
I'd love
some
to.
point. So thanks again.
Thank you so much.